Hey there everyone, welcome to this episode. So this might either be the second or third episode that I'm uploading, not quite sure yet about the order, as I have another one coming soon, tonight actually, or previously, I don't know, we'll see I suppose. Anyway, so I'm hoping you're all having a great day so far, and today I wanted to talk about a couple of different things that I think are quite connected with each other, and that would be staying connected to your Wiccan path, getting back into your Wiccan path, witchcraft on a daily basis, so everyday witchcraft and Wicca basically, right? And also kind of a little bit about Broom Closet Witchcraft, because I believe that the everyday witchcraft could be quite useful for people that are still inside the broom closet. And yeah, can't talk. These might just be some ideas or something that you might find useful. So I wanted to talk about this everyday witchcraft and everyday Wicca, and how you on your journey can incorporate these things into your everyday life, and really live Wicca, and also stay connected to your path or get back into it, because I think a lot of us who have practiced Wicca for some time, or maybe you're just getting into it, it's kind of sometimes it can be hard to stay connected to your path. Sometimes you're feeling a little bit unmotivated, and sometimes, you're feeling, maybe you're even just feeling a little bit lazy, or maybe you're just completely out of time. And all these things, they're normal. Everyone feels that every once in a while. And, I don't think you can expect anyone to be on top of their game 24/7. Like, it's hard. If you are someone who, is able to be connected to Wicca and witchcraft every single day, and, keep up all of the rituals and spells and everything, that's really amazing. Personally, I have actually had a lot of times when I was just feeling really disconnected. I haven't, done spells in a long time, or I didn't do a ritual in a long time. I've had moments like that for sure, especially because I've been practicing for about 10 years now, more or less. And yeah, you definitely sometimes have these moments when you're feeling unmotivated, when you're feeling, just not there, just something's just, not really working for you. And I wanted to discuss reasons that this might be. And as I already said, that might be different reasons for everyone, of course. I'm not sure if you can hear the echo. Sometimes my walls start echoing for no reason. Anyway, I hope that's fine. I hope that doesn't sound weird for you guys. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, everyone can feel disconnected, and sometimes it's outside influences, and sometimes it's just us ourselves. Now, I'm a person, I get inspired mainly from outside influences. I'm not good at inspiring myself or pushing myself. I do need a little bit of a push from outside, which luckily my boyfriend is quite good at that for everyday things, for example, for going to the gym. However, with Wicca and witchcraft, I do rely on outside influences a lot, because I know that if I don't have things around me that relate to Wicca and witchcraft, then I'll very easily get demotivated, or I'll, just not feel like, I just won't feel like it, I just won't vibe with it today or an entire week, And then other times it's moments when we're just really busy, or just life situations come in the way, and you're not really sure if you want to have any rituals, or if you want to do any spells or anything like that, or maybe you've already missed a couple of ones, maybe you've missed a couple of full moon rituals and everything like that. So I'm here to tell you it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. I think a lot of people get stressed out, and they worry that then they're not a proper witch or Wiccan anymore, and do they have to start all over again, or are they doing it wrong? Would other people judge them for it? And if if anyone does judge you for it, just, don't just try to ignore that, I suppose, because honestly, it's your path, it's your religion, it's your life. So don't let anyone tell you you're practicing wrong, you should be doing more, or whatnot. Like, it's your thing, it's not their thing. They can practice however much they like, they can practice however they want, as long as you're not harming anyone. I mean, you do you. So I think a lot of times outside influences can really help with feeling inspired. That's just me personally. And I have an idea that, maybe you want to participate, maybe you don't, but I started journaling maybe like a week ago, I think. Yeah, a couple of days ago, basically, right? And I find it really, really fun. So if you have a journal, I invite you to take some notes for your journal, perhaps, from this podcast. I know I have taken some notes myself so that this video is not going to be all over the place. And that's already actually my first thing that I want to talk about. So for me to stay motivated, I really include a lot of everyday witchcraft into my practice. And by everyday witchcraft, I don't mean having a ritual every single day. I don't mean sitting by my altar every single day, lighting all the candles and everyday witchcraft for me is using symbols and using intention as mini spells, sort of. So I'll get into that a little bit more. And your journal is one of these symbols. And what I mean by symbols is it has a specific reason that you're using it. So it has an intention. For example, a symbol could be either an actual sigil, so something that you're writing and it has an intention, or a symbol can be, for example, colors or crystals, so these are symbolic. So they have a meaning for you that they might not have for someone else. And this is great, especially for people who are Broom Closet witches and Wiccans, because these are easy to hide. So let me get right into it, right? Let me get explaining. So for example, everyday witchcraft, let's talk about that. Everyday witchcraft for me is really this giving something a new intention, giving it a new meaning, to a point where you're kind of rewiring your brain to see magic in everything. Because I don't think it's realistic to have a spell every single day. However, if you're having little mini spells every single day that are completely normal. Maybe they already exist in your routine anyway. Well, they probably do already, in fact, but you're just kind of thinking of them differently. So that would, for example, include taking a shower or taking a bath, whichever one you do. And instead of just, getting it over with, or, in a bath, of course, it might not just be getting it over with, but for showering, if you're just stepping in the shower to wash off some dirt and everything, or just getting ready for the day, instead of viewing it as that, rewire yourself to think of it as an intention. So, being mindful when you step into that shower, and start visualizing yourself as energy, and that all this water that is washing down on you, washing down from your body, is cleansing you. And I think this is a common one. You probably already heard of it. And water becomes a symbol of cleansing. And not only when you're showering, but whenever you wash your hands, let the water, wash away all this negative energy. When you're drinking water, let it purify the inside of you, let it purify your soul, let it cleanse you from the inside. And start seeing these little things that you do on a daily anyway as magic, as witchcraft, and part of your craft. Because that way, it's very low effort. You don't have to take time out of your day. You don't have to dedicate a lot of time to it. You don't have to spend any money on it. And because these are factors that I think are what make people drift off. Not drift off in like, a negative sense, but maybe just that's the reason you're not feeling inspired, or that's the reason you haven't done a ritual in a long time, whichever reason, right? But yeah, it's these little things that can really transform your daily life, where people ask me, what do I do every single day, or what do I do to live like a Wiccan? And it's just intention, honestly. So journaling, for example, if you do journal, which as a Wiccan, I hope you have a book of shadows. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, yeah, if you're journaling or you're using a book of shadows or something like that, view that as meditation. And meditation, I think a lot of times intimidates a lot of people because they don't know how to do it, or they think they have to meditate for an hour or 2 hours or even 30 minutes. Some people don't even like meditating for 30 minutes. And instead of, sitting down and just meditating, if you don't like that, use other means to meditate. For example, journaling, or for example, once again, in the shower, in the bathtub, or viewing nature walks as meditation. Like, I personally don't very often sit down to really meditate. For me, journaling is meditation. Painting is meditation, is a form of meditation for me, right? So whatever is just relaxing to your soul and gives you that peaceful energy, and whatever opens you up to new ideas and, energy exchange and everything between you and the universe, that is already meditation. So reading, for example, can be meditation as well. These self-care things I view already as meditation. Now, that might not be the correct, let's say correct, definition of what meditation is, but I'm just calling it meditation for the, because I'm not quite sure what else to call it. But I hope you understand what I mean, what I'm saying. And with these kind of things, they're great, especially for Broom Closet witches, because you are not doing it, obviously. Showering is quite a normal thing, most people shower. It's normal. No one's going to notice that you are incorporating a little bit of magic into it, or taking a walk in the park. It's not that, uncommon. No one's going to call you out on practicing witchcraft. And the same with journaling, the same with painting. These are everyday things, but it's your intention that makes them magical. Because magic and witchcraft is not about candles and pentacles and crystal balls and all these tools, basically, right? That's not magic. And these items themselves, they don't have magic. It's your intention that makes these items magical. It's your intention, it's your creation in your mind that these items are magical, that makes them magical, because your energy creates this ripple effect. And the entire universe is vibrational. That's scientific, right? That's not just me talking spiritually. That's scientific. And our thoughts, when we talk, it's vibration, right? That's how sound works. Sound is vibration. Sound is waves. And at least for me, in this, I'm not a scientist, but for me, thoughts are the same. They also have waves, and they also have vibrations. So your thoughts create changes around you because of the ripple effect that vibrations cause. Waves, when they touch something, it changes, it has an impact. So that is the same thing with your thoughts. And if you have this thought and you're changing your way of thinking, anything can be magical. Anything can be transformed into a magic object or into witchcraft. Anything that you do can be considered witchcraft. So when you're making your coffee and you can stir clockwise or counterclockwise, for example, and you might have never thought much about it, but try this for the next week or so. Instead of just stirring whichever way, use the cup of coffee and your spoon as tools of witchcraft. Clockwise being protective, anti-clockwise being dispelling negative energy. And the same goes for showering. Instead of just standing in the shower and thinking about today's work or what school homework you have to still do, think of it as a ritual to cleanse your body. And instead of just picking an outfit, think of the colors and think of which colors suit that day or suit the planetary position of that day, or color magic, right? So different colors, they also have different, what's it called? How would you say it? Energy on our mind? Like color psychology? Is it color psychology? I'm not quite sure about that, actually. Might have to, take that with a grain of salt, but I know that color can affect our mood, right? I think that's common knowledge. So if you're not feeling well that day, use color magic to enhance your mood, or color magic to, if you're looking for prosperity and money, to bring that into your life, use green colors or gold colors in your outfit, in your what you're wearing. And once again, these are things that are amazing for Broom Closet witches, because these are things that don't scream witchcraft and magic. Like, they're subtle, no one's going to notice. Most people won't notice. And if you don't like colors on the outside, wear it as underwear. Wear it as subtle as you can. Because I personally don't wear a lot of colors. However, you might want to change something like that. And of course, crystals. Because even crystals, if you don't have the intention for the crystal to be magical, for the most part, it might just be a rock. For most people, it might just be it's just pretty little rock. Nice, but not much to it. Whereas if you start viewing your crystal as that it actually contains its own vibration, and you accept this vibration into your life, only then can the crystal really start enhancing your life. And that's the same with witchcraft and with magic. And even cleaning your room. I just cleaned the kitchen and the entire energy changes. My grandmother is really into Feng Shui. Not sure if you know what Feng Shui is, and I'm not 100% sure either, so I don't want to start explaining it because I might butcher it and be completely wrong. However, she has always incorporated Feng Shui into her life, so I know a couple of things. And one of those things is decluttering your life, decluttering your room, and it'll declutter your mind. So having a clean room, having a clean apartment or house, that will lift the entire energy, because not only does dust and dirt and stuff in the corners of your room not look nice, but it is literal negative energy, stagnating energy that is in your room. So cleaning your room can be also seen as part of just a witchcraft ritual. These are things that you can do to really practice witchcraft every single day. Instead of using a regular old mop and a regular old spray and just randomly cleaning your room, give it intention, give it meaning. Really be mindful when you're cleaning your room and think about all these energies being removed from your room and being removed from your life, and instead inviting these more positive energies. And if you really want to enhance that and add a little bit extra of magic, you can make your own cleaning spray. Or, for example, sage your room afterwards, or use incense. You don't have to use sage, obviously. You can use any incense. And that's just one way of cleaning your room, incorporating more magic into your life, more witchcraft on a daily basis. And once again, if you're not allowed to use sage or anything, that's what I was saying, the spray, you can create your own spray. And this can be super simple, like just an air spray, even if it's just a mixture of water, maybe some essential oils in there as well, or maybe some crystals in the bottle, just water and crystals. And if you use that to just spray the air, that already will really enhance the energy of the room. And once again, that is something that you can do. No one will look at you weirdly. Your family members most likely won't even notice if you're just spraying some water in the air. You just be like, oh yeah, it's just air refreshener, it's just nice, smells good, whatever. But that is something that you can do, and it's witchcraft because you have this intention that it is. It's all about your intention, right? That's really what I'm trying to get across over here. And yeah, just if you have this mind frame of witchcraft is only rituals, that, I have to cast a circle and I need to use these tools and I need to invoke the god and goddess and I need to draw down the moon, then yeah, that's going to be how it is. But if you start reframing everything and if you start rewiring your brain and seeing even the littlest things as magic, then that will be, that'll be how it is going to, start being in your life. So, and that's the same thing for getting back into witchcraft, because sometimes when you haven't practiced for such a long time, like a month, a week even, or even years, and getting back into Wicca and getting back into witchcraft can seem intimidating. So my tip for that would really just be start doing these little things. Start doing, ritual showers and start using symbols everywhere and start, journaling and painting, or carry a little crystal with you, carry a crystal in your pocket, have it a keychain, or may it be like, let it, sit in your brow or just under your pillow, or nature walks where you really listen to everything around you. Color magic, wearing different colored underwear or different color clothing, and yeah, cleaning your house, cleaning your energy, yourself. Everything that you do already on a daily basis can be turned into magic and can be turned into witchcraft. And that is an excellent way to get back into the bigger things, the bigger rituals. Again, you're not feeling like you're just stumbling back into a witchy lifestyle, but you are taking slower steps. You're not jumping into it once again, but you are more smoothly diving back in. Maybe that makes no sense at all what I just said, but I have this in my mind. I have it in my mind, and it works in my mind. I hope you understand. And yeah, it's just, I think that's a tip for Broom Closet Witchcraft or witches and Wiccans in general, because a lot of times you think or you expect that you need these tools. You need candles and you need the athame, which is a ritual knife, or that you need a chalice and you need a cauldron and you need all these typical things for an altar, for example. And when you create spells that you need to have a circle of salt around your house or room, and these things can be intimidating. And once again, as a closeted witch or Wiccan, these things are not necessarily possible. Or if you're living in a dorm room or something, like you're a college student, these things are not very, realistic sometimes. So instead of saying, oh, I give up, or just not for me, or, I just don't have the time, I don't have, the money, things that you already have in your life, take these things and start viewing them as magic. Start giving them an intention that they didn't have before. And as I was saying earlier, I get inspired by environmental influences. So that means if I see, let's say, a lot of magic around me, may that be other people practicing, or if I have, I basically need outside inspiration to come to me. And one thing that I've noticed is that I'm a lot more inspired here in Latvia than I was in, for example, Italy, because I used to live in Italy for 4 years before I lived here in Latvia. In Italy is not a very pagan country, and it's not a very, you don't have candle shops, you don't have stores with crystals and incense and tarot, whereas here in Latvia, it's everywhere. And I'm so grateful for that, because it motivates me much more. In Italy, I had a lot of times when I really did not feel very connected to my craft, and that was mainly because of these outside influencers not being there. Not that I'm blaming Italy is gorgeous, but my mistake was I should have seen more magic everywhere else. I should have seen how beautiful the nature is and how magical the ocean is. And, I should have used seashells and these kind of things. Whereas here in Latvia, it's a lot easier because it's everywhere. Symbols are everywhere. They use pagan symbols here still for everything. Tarot, they have an entire tarot card and oracle card stand in every single bookshop, basically, especially the bigger bookshops, but even little ones. I have 2 crystal shops on my own street. That's extremely lucky. And I mean, obviously now I have my own crystal shop, right? So these are things that I'm really, really grateful for that I would not have in other countries and that have allowed me to feel a lot more inspired. But if you are in a position like I was in Italy and these things do not exist around you, or, you're in an environment where witchcraft and Wicca is frowned upon, or you're just not quite comfortable with opening up about it yet, then definitely look into other means. Instagram can be inspirational. You can create mood boards on Pinterest, or you can journal and have a page of inspirational Wiccan things, quotes that might inspire you, things that are more personal, things that are easier for you to keep on you, keep away from, siblings that might go and tell your parents that you are practicing witchcraft. Things like that, I think, are the best way to incorporate witchcraft and Wicca on a daily basis without everyone necessarily noticing. So another thing, for example, as I just previously mentioned, have my own crystal shop. And one thing that I make, because I make everything handmade, are crystal bracelets. Now, these bracelets are, I'm not trying to self-promote, of course, that's nice, but you don't have to buy from me. That's what I'm trying to say. These bracelets are a great way to have crystals on me and to feel connected without me having to put much effort into it. I just choose a bracelet in the morning, I put it on, and I use crystals on a daily basis just because I'm wearing these crystal bracelets. And, that is something that you might want to look as well into. You can either, carry just a normal crystal or have these jewelry pieces that are completely, no one's going to notice. No one's going to be like, oh my God, are you practicing witchcraft? You got a crystal bracelet. Everyone wears jewelry nowadays, especially beaded jewelry and everything. It's completely normal. It's completely fine. But this is something that you can really incorporate into your daily life as well. And the same goes for any other type of jewelry, just start viewing things differently and your entire life will really start changing, will really start transforming, and you're much less likely to then also be uninspired. Another thing that I really enjoy is actually watching movies that are witchcraft related. And of course you have to understand that movies like Harry Potter and The Craft or Practical Magic, they're not very accurate representations of magic and Wicca and witchcraft necessarily, but they might just be that energy or that fun vibe that you need to be inspired again. Whatever floats your boat, whatever gets you to this state of feeling connected again to your craft, feeling magical again. Reading certain books that might be about Wicca, or just novels that are with some type of magic that might make you feel much more connected to your craft. I think people put too much emphasis on tools and too much emphasis on buying things. You don't need to buy anything because, once again, even when you buy something, you're going into that buying mode with the mindset of this item that I'm about to buy is going to help me achieve magic or witchcraft within my daily life. Once again, it's your thought, it's your intention that you are putting into this object that you're about to buy, maybe even before you even hold it in your hands, right? So if you can do that intentional thinking onto a book or onto an object that you're about to buy, why not focus this energy on something that you're already doing every single day. Drinking water, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, cleaning your room, cooking, using sigils when you're baking, writing with your finger some sigils into the dough. Before you're putting it into the oven, for example. These are all things that you can do on a daily basis. No one will notice, but you will notice because you're thinking about it. You're mindful about it. It's your intention to make these everyday things that are mundane and maybe boring to some other people, to make them special for yourself, to make them magical. So I hope that this, maybe this already alone gave you some inspiration. So I hope that this all made some sense to you. I hope I wasn't too rambling. I try to write notes and everything myself because I, don't want to be all over the place. So yeah, if you want to have a discussion about this, you are obviously more than welcome to message me. I'll leave all my links in the description for this podcast. And yes, thank you so much for listening. And yeah, homework for you is to, from now on, try to rewire your brain and try to see magic in everything. Every single time you now take a shower or that you wash your hands, let it be magic. When you're journaling, let that be magic. When you're baking and cooking and eating, let that be magic, create this for yourself. That's your homework. Let me know how it goes. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, until next time, thank you so much and blessed be.